Have you ever stopped to think that today's trombonist lives in a musical world that would have been almost unrecognizable just 40 years ago? For many musicians of earlier generations, the professional path was quite clear: to achieve stability in a symphony orchestra or in a professional band. Outside these institutions, opportunities seemed limited. Today, however, one word completely redefines this profession: versatility. The trombone is no longer only a section instrument, but now assumes multiple roles: soloist, chamber musician, educator, researcher, and artistic producer.
Hello, this is the City of Winds channel, a place with districts where wind and whistling have priority.
But how did this transformation happen? This change did not occur in isolation. In this episode of the publication series, we will observe this transformation through the pages of important international journals, the Swiss Brass Bulletin and the British The Brass Herald. From these sources, 3 transformations were identified that help explain the new reality of the contemporary trombonist. For much of the 20th century, there was a very clear division between two worlds: the classical musician and the popular musician. This separation shaped not only the repertoire, but also professional identity itself. However, specialized literature, especially in publications such as Brass Bulletin, shows that this model began to gradually change. Various articles over the decades point to the emergence of a new type of performer, more flexible, more autonomous, and artistically broader. This change also appears strongly in pedagogy. A relevant example is the work of Israeli trombonist Benny Sluchin, a member of the Ensemble Intercontemporain in Paris. In his research, Portuguese musicologist Vitor Silva de Faria reports that Sluchin gave masterclasses at ESMAE in Porto, Portugal, in the late 1990s. According to the author, this contact led many students to stop seeing themselves only as technical performers and begin to recognize themselves as complete artists. This type of pedagogical transformation reflects exactly what specialized journals had been documenting. Today, the contemporary trombonist often works as soloist, chamber musician, teacher, repertoire curator, and artistic producer. The career is no longer linear. It is built. And this new way of working produced a direct consequence. This transformation of the career is directly linked to a second phenomenon: the expansion of repertoire. For much of the 20th century, the solo repertoire for trombone was relatively limited. Many works were adaptations. In recent decades, however, this scenario has changed profoundly. Articles published in the Brass Herald show the growth of commissions for new works. Soloists began to work directly with contemporary composers. The result was a more diverse repertoire that explores extended techniques, multiphonics, the use of electronics, and new instrumental formations. The trombone is no longer only an instrument of power, but also one of great expressivity. But there is still a third decisive factor. The third transformation is related to recording production. In the past, recording was a privilege of few. Today, it is a central part of artistic identity. Reviews published in the Brass Herald show that contemporary albums are increasingly conceived as conceptual projects. The musician not only performs, they construct a narrative. In this context, the trombonist also assumes the role of artistic curator. Recording becomes a means of aesthetic positioning in the international scene. By observing these publications, three transformations become evident: a more versatile career, an expanding repertoire, and an identity also built through recording. These three elements define the role of the trombone today. The career is no longer a single path, it has become an ecosystem of possibilities. Versatility. 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 If you are interested in music careers, repertoire, and analysis of international journals, subscribe to the Cidade dos Sopros channel. In the members' content, we explore the articles in depth and discuss repertoire and recordings in greater detail. In the next episode of the Publications series, Musical Appreciation in the Trombone, we will examine solo repertoire excerpts, orchestral section excerpts, and rare instruments.
Questions? Leave them below so I can clarify or include them in a future video. After watching, leave a comment with suggestions for future videos. And like similar comments so I can identify the most relevant ideas. Also like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, so this open and free space for knowledge can continue long term. Every week we release new videos, and after each release, we spend 30 minutes responding to comments from the previous video. If you would like to interact, that is a good moment. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I hope future videos help you solve your questions and bring peace to your side. May the air always be enough in your career, and may your sound never fail.
This is Cidade dos Sopros, where tradition is not the past but conscious continuity. See you in the next study.